on Mormon Trek. Great bunch of new cars, beautiful vans and trucks and stuff on that lot, and lots of pre-owned vehicles as well, too. And they service everything that they sell, no matter what brand, what make. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye title and settlement, and he has promised a big lawsuit for me in the coming year. Just anybody that crosses me, it's not going to be good for him.
Really?
That's what he said.
Okay.
I think he said that.
Oh.
He might have said that.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, he could have said that. Kick your mic up a little bit. Mike's E-Keys for cars. Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip. They are open, by the way, today for lunch. Also, Supple's Building and Remodeling, GT Carr and his crew at Supple's. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Hertine and Stocker, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dream Sports Academy. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. Dirk Sterner Taxidermy. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. They do remodeling and they do plumbing as well. Jimmy does a great job. Dr. Lance Forbes, he does a great job. Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. The whole bottom part of my mouth is one of his jobs. And you look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if it went with a better face.
Yeah, well, whatevs.
Big Dog Tech Solutions. They'll take care of all your lighting situations. Here's Tom Suter.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
I'm here.
He's here. You're here tomorrow, too, right?
I am.
And then Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah, then going to Vegas. And Pat Harty, we ain't going to Vegas.
Pat is absolutely not going to Vegas. And I don't believe that Pat would enjoy.
I've been to Vegas 3 times.
Yeah?
Once for work, and did not enjoy.
Not much
Not
of
my
a
thing.
Not much of a gambler, I imagine.
No, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind casinos. I think sometimes casinos are kind of fun. Vegas is just not my thing.
Yeah.
It's too damn hot. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, not now. It's not.
Well, no, but yeah. Well, what is it now? 90?
Oh no.
80?
No, it'd
Be
be like
60s.
60s.
And then overnight in the 40s.
Yeah.
But it's just restaurants. Isn't it restaurants, strip joints, and casinos, basically?
I don't know.
Isn't that basically it?
There's not
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of strip. I mean, at least in
God, all I
Vegas
remember
proper, there's
all
not
I
a lot
remember
of
about my
strip
last time to Vegas was kids going up and down the street handing out butt hut places. Nonstop. I mean, it was nonstop.
there's not quite as much of that, but it's not necessarily butt hut places. It's escort services.
But it basically comes down. It's a butt hut.
Okay.
Whores.
Yes, prostitutes.
What's the word?
Prostitute.
Whores.
Hello.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Now, next Friday sounds like it'd be a good day for a football game, but today doesn't.
Well, we have to deal with today.
What's going on next Friday?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, next Friday is 40 degrees.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Well, it ain't today.
I know it. We're going to freeze our little you-know-what's off.
So do you have your outfit all figured out and everything?
I have a sleeping bag. I'm going to crawl in it and hibernate.
You are wise.
They're heavy to carry, but the heck with it. Anyway, what do you think of the women last night without Lucy?
I thought they struggled. I thought Taylor Stremlow had her worst game as a Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And she just wasn't quite ready for the task, I think. And we struggled, but we managed to find a way to win.
Now, how good is this BYU?
No idea.
Not great. They're not awful. They'll be better than the team was last night. If we play as poorly as we did last night, I think we had 22 turnovers last night. If we do that again, we won't win.
Now, Lucy's supposed to be day by day. Do you think she'll be okay?
I mean, it's a
Think
lower.
that gash will still be.
I mean, she cut her.
Yeah.
It's a lower leg
Yeah,
last
she
night.
gashed her leg, whatever it was.
I mean, if there's any concern at all, you don't play her in something like this.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but no, it's day to day. She'll be fine.
My guess is it's a pain threshold thing, and if it's not too painful, she'll lace them up and go.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I just heard in the
But I
morning.
guess she bumped it against some siding or that was over there or something.
Yeah.
Kind of a strange off court accident.
Yeah. And what do you think we'll do today?
I have them winning by 3, but would not be surprised if they lost.
Yeah, I don't know. Whichever team.
Can handle the coldness.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just wondering what the crowd's going to be like.
No, I am too.
Students aren't
if
here.
If they're sparse, then you're going to get the wind whipping up through you. But maybe everybody can get in there and just sit close to each other and keep each other warm.
So if there's some homeless people in there, are you going to share your sleeping bag?
No. But I'll share my... They can sit next to me, but they can't crawl in.
Well, fair enough.
It's not that big.
Oh, well,
It's big enough for me, and that's it.
Well, you are wise. I don't have a sleeping bag, and if I did, I don't know that I would. Yeah, I'd probably wear it. I'd probably do it.
Yeah. I do it all the time for the early baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it'll be good enough for today for you? It'll keep you warm?
well, I sure hope so. Otherwise, I might spend some time in the bathroom.
Well, that is a possibility, too. So if it gets too cold, people can always go down
You
and
can
warm up a
crawl in the
little bit.
bathroom. You get the radio in there.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of weird to hang out in the bathroom, though, Karen.
Well, yeah, that's true. Where do you hang on? They have to sit on one of the toilets.
Say, don't bother me.
I was going to make a
Don't worry about me.
I was going to make a Lois Feldman joke, but I'm not going to do it anymore.
No.
It's getting.
Well, anyway, we'll try our best to brave the weather.
You got it.
We'll have to remember the people up in at Green Bay.
Or Buffalo.
They sat out last night and they braved the weather. So,
Well, they're crazy, and Buffalo's expecting 3 to 5 feet of snow.
oh, good grief! You wouldn't be able to get your way out of there because you'd be covered.
God, that's just crazy.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, let's hope for a victory.
All right, then. Stay warm.
Yeah, I will. Bye.
Yeah. So, cold up in Green Bay, I guess.
Well, it's almost December.
It is.
It's like, hey, newsflash! It's cold.
It's
this
cold.
time here.
Yeah.
I mean, today is cold. It's 14 out right now, isn't it? This will about be what it'll be in the game.
It is 15.
15? Oh, wow.
And
Well,
but the wind is supposed to start dying down.
That'll help.
I believe. That will help.
that will help. Are you going to hang out in the bathroom?
I hope not.
Wasn't that her name, though? Did I at least have the name right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Lois Feldman.
I remember you had so much fun with that, Captain. Remember it?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it. It made for good radio, didn't it?
Well, it makes for
Fun.
fun.
She had fun, and then we had fun.
It's a fun story.
But now it's old.
It's a feel-good story.
So do we know that she had fun? I don't know that we do.
I don't know. I can't remember. Did you guys ever try to get her on?
No.
What do you, no, I don't.
We have her on after Don Patterson.
So Lois, what in the world were you thinking?
You know, did you really just go to relieve yourself, and then next thing you know, you're knee-deep in romance? All right, let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
My fault. What are you looking at, Captain?
I am loading commercials.
Oh.
So, today, let's do
I heard senior benefits.
10, yeah.
They're back. They never left me.
Well, aren't you special?
Well, I'm also a little cheaper.
That's true. So there's 13 games before Iowa tees it up tonight.
Do we have to go through all of them? Is that what you plan on doing, going through all of them right now? Because we got
can.
nothing better to do.
We can if you want.
What do you think, Cap? Do we have anything better to do than going through these 13 freaking
Not
football
at all.
No, we really don't.
No, we could have started going through them at 5.
We can talk
What
about
were you talking about at 5? Was it you and Lang?
It's being like.
This place just ain't the same without Hunter. Is that what you're saying? I heard you guys making fun of Hunter earlier.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I know when he's gone. Well, hell, you do it when he's here.
He's driving back. He's listening.
Oh, he's listening?
Yeah.
Oh, right now he's listening?
I would imagine.
Fire away.
I miss Hunter.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, well.
No, you miss all the work he does.
Well,
Guys like a Ginsu knife around here.
So at 11 o'clock this morning, are you, Pat Harty, going to be watching Minnesota at Wisconsin?
I'll watch a little bit of that.
Yeah,
It's too damn cold to go for a walk outside.
I walked the dog around the cul-de-sac.
Well, I did a mile. I did a mile, and it froze my butt off outside.
Yeah, it was enough. So
Yeah, I'll watch that. And where is it? Is it in Minneapolis?
It's at Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's going to be cold there too.
Well,
I'm guessing it's the same as
both those teams are so. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I have no feeling either way. Both teams are so inconsistent. What's Minnesota 6-5 and Wisconsin's 5-6?
Yes.
Yeah, very inconsistent. Obviously.
Yeah.
Hello.
Steve, sorry, I just jumped on. What's the weather supposed to be like tonight? Supposed to be really windy.
60 and balm, 60 and a little humid.
Where are you going to be watching the season
It's
in the press box.
the low's going to be
oh, yeah, of course.
low's going to be around 12, about 10 o'clock. It'll be like 9, anywhere from 16 to.
It'll be like
19.
what it is right now.
Yeah, basically
Outside.
And hopefully the wind will be a little less because it's pretty breezy.
No, the wind. Yeah, the wind's only going to be around 5.
You think there'll be 60,000 people there? I mean, the students take
maybe
away.
not.
The students take away what? 3, 4, or are they? What
Oh,
are they
more.
About? Are they more?
I
Well,
think at least 5.
5. It's
I'll
not,
say it's going to start out at about 63.
the student section's not always full though.
No, not always.
I mean, sometimes it is, and then lots of times by third quarter you look over.
Oh,
there.
by third quarter it isn't. Yeah. Well, they have better things to do.
But yeah, there'll be no students here. I think you're right, low 60s. But then it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if the Nebraska's going to want to come out, obviously, and get off to a quick start.
Sure.
Because that made fans, man, Iowa's down 17-3 midway through the third quarter. People are going to leave. They're going to be freezing their butt off.
Yeah,
and that's your goal for Nebraska. Now, I know if I'm Nebraska, I've done a little research on this Raiola kid. He's very good, but I don't know if he's ever played in this type of weather before.
And if you put heat on him, he's going to make some mistakes.
But I just don't know if he's ever played in these type of elements. And where he's lived in Georgia, Arizona. He's lived all over, but I don't know if he's ever been in this type of game. So,
well, how about where's Shaggy from? Is he California?
He's California, but he talked in Tuesday in depth about he stood through the whole game at Air Force last year, and it was minus 14 degrees. And then there was another game he was at where it was really cold. But this will be the first time he's played in cold weather. But like he said, it's going to be easier to play in cold weather than standing on the sideline watching the game in cold weather. At least you're moving and what have you. So he didn't seem too afraid of it or concerned about it. But we'll see what happens when the game starts. You never know how you're going to handle it until you have to start handling it. But with Raiola, to me, I'm concerned with that if I'm Nebraska. I mean, I just did their position breakdown. I gave them the advantage at quarterback and wide receiver. I mean, you have
Fair
to.
enough.
I gave Iowa the advantage everywhere else. I mean, it was close on the defensive line. I mean, Ty Robinson's really good. He's got 10 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. He's been starting forever, it seems like. I gave Iowa just the slight edge. And then, of course, I gave Iowa the edge at linebacker. Nebraska has 3 decent linebackers, and I gave Iowa a slight edge in the secondary. And Nebraska's got a great punter. I mean, he's averaging almost 47 per punt. But Iowa's got a better kicker, and Caden Weechen's a better returner. So I gave Iowa a slight edge on special teams too. But then I have them winning 23-20. That was my pick.
And punting, man, that's like kicking a stone.
This guy averages 46.9.
Yeah.
I think he's really good. Brian Buschini, he played 3 years at Montana before transferring. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate that. But even if this game was played at 11 o'clock this morning, it was going to be cold as hell.
Yes.
It's just cold today.
If it was played, other than, a little bit of sunlight, it'd be the same temperature as it's going to be tonight.
Yeah.
But the sunlight would make a difference psychologically
It
and everything.
does.
It
does.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't seem as cold if you were playing at 11 o'clock today. But I'll tell you, when I first walked out this morning, that's the first Arctic wind I think I felt this late fall season. Everything else we've had is cold, but not like today. I mean, it was cold. The funny thing was I was driving in here, I noticed this guy walking real fast with a leash, and I'm like, where's his dog? The dog was up at the door saying, hurry up, would you get in? You could tell the dog just wanted inside. So, and the owner was like, yeah, I'm coming. It was so funny. The dog wanted nothing to do with being outside.
Yeah, Wapsie did not enjoy her.
Dogs aren't idiots. Yeah. I remember pushing.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I didn't realize you were still on. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm used to being ignored. It's all good. No, I'm just kidding. Usually it's by women. So this is a whole new experience. No, don't you think our running game, this is going to play really heavy into our running game today, that, that gives us an advantage?
If they can run.
Theoretically, yeah.
I thought the same thing against Michigan State and UCLA.
I did too.
Didn't work out, but yeah, they're going to try to run the ball 80% of the time, I think. They're going to give him more responsibility this week, but they're going to run the ball. That will be the key. If Iowa can run the ball, I think they win.
Cool. I hope they do. I mean, it'd be a nice way to send off the seniors today. What did you say? There was 23 of them?
Yeah. Well, they're not just seniors. It's that 6th year, 5th year, 4th year. Yeah. It's all different kinds. It's an interesting class.
Yeah, that's always cool to see when they come out with their parents and everything. That's always neat. That's
for the second time.
One of the more special games of the year.
Yeah, it is.
So, well, let's hope for a big win today. And then what did you guys think about bowl games if they win today? You think we're going to Florida again?
It's going to be
if we win.
It's going to be what is it now?
Yeah, ReliaQuest Bowl if we win.
I'm still calling it the Outback Bowl.
That's fine. Go ahead.
ReliaQuest. What is that? What business is that?
I think it's.
Do we know who the opponent might be?
Alabama, Mississippi State, South Carolina.
No, good Mississippi, not Mississippi.
Or Mississippi, yeah. A good SEC team. That's going to be mad
as hell. The thing is, though, you don't know who's going to be there. You think Jackson Dart's going to play quarterback for Mississippi in a bowl game like that? I doubt it. But I don't think Caleb will be there either.
No, probably not.
That would be my guess. I haven't heard anything. I'm not reporting that. My guess is if they play in a bowl game, well, any 4-loss bowl game, I would not be surprised if he opted out.
And if we don't go there, I mean, if we lose, it's liable to be the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
I want Detroit.
It wouldn't be bad because you said you'd drive down there, wouldn't you, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Would you drive to Detroit?
Yeah. No, that's the day after Christmas.
Doesn't like Motor City.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to any game on the 26th, ever, because I don't want to give up Christmas.
Well, once again, let's hope for a big game today. Go Hawks. You guys have a great weekend, okay?
All right, you too, man.
What's wrong with Christmas in the Motor City? White boy Rick, there's a lot to do there.
Jesus. Because my family's here, my girls.
Maserati Rick. You ever heard of him?
No.
Look him up. Learn something today. Maserati Rick. Look it up.
He's giving me orders.
Who's Maserati Rick?
Look it up. Look it up, Captain. And you'll be expanding your horizon. Or rolling your eyes.
Okay, the question is, will Maserati Rick be watching Liberty at Sam Houston at 2:30
Maserati
today?
Rick has not been watching anything for about 35, 40 years, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I got you.
But what's the next game you mentioned?
I just mentioned the what was it? It wasn't an exciting
we haven't gotten past
Liberty at Sam Houston. Give me Liberty or
give me Liberty or give me
Sam Houston.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that game. Captain, you're mesmerized, aren't you?
No, all I'm seeing is
his funeral where he was buried in a Maserati. Maserati Rick.
Yeah, here.
What's the next one? We can.
Well, there's lots of. Okay, first off, Oregon State at Boise. Actually, that's
a big game. Well, it's a big game because Boise State's they're in the playoff hunt, and their running backs probably. Yeah. I know no knock on Caleb, but Genty's going to win He's going to probably win the Doak Walk.
I would guess.
I mean, he's over 2,000 yards, and Caleb's problem is he's had 3 games where he was held below 100, and they lost all 3.
Mm-hmm.
He was killed in the hospital.
I told you it was
killed.
I told you it was fascinating. Would I give you something boring?
Shot to death in his hospital bed by a hitman dressed in doctor's scrubs.
Yeah, would I give you something boring to research? No,
probably.
No, I wouldn't. I knew you were going to be highly entertained by this.
Well, I mean, shot by a hitman in scrubs.
Even Suter's intrigued by it.
No, I want to hear more.
I think Ann and Tom, in about a month from now, you're going
to
come
get into stuff. and they won't. You got to pay.
No, I would totally watch
Documentary.
that. Yeah, I
And
would totally watch that.
He was a big part of the White Boy Rick documentary, too, because obviously he was a drug dealer during that time in Detroit. I thought that was a neat nickname,
Yeah.
Maserati Rick, because he
They
drove
made
around
a
a
movie
Maserati.
about him.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
What was it called? Maserati Rick?
Rick.
Are Maserati still around?
Oh, yeah.
Are they really?
You
Okay.
bet. A little out of our price range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Hell, right now, Vega's out of my price range.
if you liquidate all of your assets, including your house,
and had nowhere to live, but I could drive a Maserati?
you could live in it.
Yeah, I guess you could. Aren't they
Yeah.
kind of small?
Maserati Rick, the story of a powerful and charismatic drug dealer, Richard Carter, a.k.a. Maserati Rick, comes to the screen as his son and his two brothers reflect on his stratospheric rise to power in a raw and intimate documentary.
Wow.
Oh.
There you go, Tom. And
A product of the notorious East Side in Detroit, Maserati Rick used his powerful connections and remarkable gift of gab to help find best friends, the gang that would go on to become notorious for the most notorious Detroit drug cartel.
I may have to watch that
That
documentary.
sounds kind of interesting.
I've never seen that documentary. I just know I heard about him by watching the White Boy Rick documentary.
I'm guessing.
According to some accounts, Maserati Rick earned in excess of $20 million while controlling cocaine and heroin sales to the entire East Side.
Wow.
Later, after his control began to slip, the most powerful drug dealer in Detroit met a grim end in an inner-city hospital, despite the fact the hospital police were guarding him at the time. As a result, Detroit laws regarding hospital procedures were given a complete overhaul.
Wow. He had an influence.
Sounds
He
good.
made an impact, Captain.
Yeah. Everybody loved Maserati.
And somebody just texted, well, I just saw, what does this have to do with Hawkeye? Well, Iowa recruits the Detroit area.
We do.
So there's definitely a connection
Are you
between
not
Iowa.
able to make that jump?
I
Yeah,
mean,
what's
Hawkeye
your
football,
problem?
Maserati Rick, there's a connection.
Yeah.
I mean, Desmond King.
And some famous football players were caught doing drugs.
Yeah.
Not from here. Well, one from here.
But yeah, no, there's definitely a Hawkeye connection. All right. So far, you've named 4 games, and none of them are interesting.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Oklahoma. Okay, this is one you're going to be interested in. Oklahoma State at Colorado.
Yeah, I think Colorado will win. I mean, I'll watch some of it.
Yeah.
I find I'm not, when I see like Oklahoma's on TV and Oklahoma does not interest me anymore at all.
Well, they're not very-
I just never
not very
watched.
good.
Even when they were winning 9 and 10, I've just lost interest in.
I will be watching that.
You'll be watching what?
That Oklahoma, Colorado.
Oh, because of Dion.
No, because your granddaughter is in the band.
Oh, and
Yeah.
does she like Dion?
Huh?
Does she like Dion?
Uh,
Does she call him Coach Prime?
well, yeah, they all call him
He's Coach Prime.
Coach Prime. They do.
I know.
Call him Coach Prime.
He's Coach Prime.
Well, he's okay. His son, she said his rap song that his son does that he has played at the games.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure it probably is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, both of his sons are good players.
They are.
His one son, I saw a mock draft. They had him going number 1 in the draft, the quarterback.
Shader? Is that how you pronounce
Shadeur.
it? Shadeur?
It's Shadeur and Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Shiloh, the band. How about the band Shiloh?
How about Neil Diamond's
Yeah.
song? Shiloh?
Shallow.
Now he just yelled, Shiloh. It's like he's calling a
I
dog.
was young.
He's like he's calling a dog inside. Shiloh.
He is. Poor guy.
No, somebody saw him a couple years and they said he just points and screams.
Yeah. Well, I saw him on television in a special on CBS, and that's all he.
Just screams.
I saw him in person back in like '60.
It's like the McLaughlin report.
We had him. KSTT brought him in, and he was really good then.
Yeah, but it's 40 years ago, wasn't it?
You know,
Who was
Longer
that?
than
Wasn't it
that.
Bill McLaughlin, the guy who was always screaming?
50, yeah. The McLaughlin long round table.
And then remember the original, was it Crossfire with the Prince of Darkness? What was his name? Robert Novak? Remember him?
Robert Novak.
They called him the Prince of Darkness.
I actually do not remember.
You don't remember him? He and Michael, what was it, Michael Kinsley?
There was 2 of them.
And Tucker Carlson was part of that. That was the first real debating stuff I remember, was the Prince of Darkness versus Michael Kinsley back on CNN years ago. And now look where we are.
Never heard of him.
Now look where we are. Well, you were out in the band. You were living the life.
Living the life.
It was tame.
Living large.
Oh, compared to now, yes.
Living large.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of living large, boy, the Cyclone women just
Man, I watched part of that too.
clobbered.
They scored the first 3 points,
And then 31 straight.
I thought it was 35.
It might have been.
Yeah, and it was unbelievable. And Iowa State had some shots that rolled out, but most of the time they couldn't even get shots. And they were playing South Carolina after South Carolina lost for the first time in 43, so they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Iowa State, they're not near as good as I thought they were going to be.
No,
at least right now they're not.
They've struggled.
They're just not. They're not that impressive right now.
Well, they lost to UNI.
A lot of season left, and he's a good coach, and I'm sure he'll get something figured out. But, I think they're maybe a year off because I've been told and I've seen that they believe they're entering into sort of what Iowa just got out of phase.
Well,
But I'm not seeing that right now.
Well, is Emily Ryan, is she a senior?
I don't know. I don't follow them. I just know the center in the middle, Audie Crooks.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Suckovitz
Yes.
from Dodge Street Tire just posted like an hour ago. Tailgate time. Go Hawks. What are you?
He's already out tailgating?
Well, I think he's got a big RV or something.
Oh, okay. So he's at least inside.
I
if
think
he
he's got a big RV. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's got a few people in there, too.
Yeah, good for them. Have fun. When's kickoff?
Well, our tailgate is going to be extremely brief.
Kickoff's in what, 8.5 hours?
Yeah.
Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
9 hours. 9 hours.
What is it? Is it
6:30.
6 It's just ridiculous that this game's at night, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Let's harp on that for a little bit. What's your thoughts, Captain?
No, it comes in handy for me. I just wake up from my nap, and
Is it always just about you?
it really is.
I know it is. I know it is.
See,
Why wouldn't it be?
See, this is the only game Molly can go to this year.
She's going to this thing outside?
Yes, and she likes to tailgate. She loves to tailgate, the atmosphere. And then we have a 14-year-old that's going to go with us who has not been to a Hawkeye game before.
Wow.
But we were hoping to give him a nice tailgate experience, but...
What, beer?
well, no, there's 800 things to eat.
I know. I'm being a...
And
Gutter. Get out of the gutter.
And Molly does not like beer.
Yeah.
I am being a smart ass.
Hypothermia.
Molly does not like beer.
Hypothermia about an hour into it. They
Hey,
can't feel their...
drink?
What are you going to do when they can't feel their toes
Molly's
and
not...
fingers?
Molly and
seen
Amy
her
are...
hold-
Neither of them are much in the way
I've
of
seen her hold
drinking.
a beer, I thought.
Suter, though, what will you do if they get hypothermia and can't feel their, their
Well,
fingers?
I hope they're smart enough to leave early.
Okay, so
Well,
you're
in all
basically...
fairness, they are adults.
So you're
Yes.
not the 14-year-old.
Well,
No, not the 14.
14-year-old may not
Rosie's-
know that his fingers are falling off. His or hers. Is it a he or her?
It's Rosie.
Well, that could be in this day. That could be anything.
I guess could be Roosevelt Greer.
Yeah, Rosie Greer.
She's going with us.
Rosie Greer or Rosie O'Donnell? Who you got?
Greer.
Yeah.
Greer's got a better personality.
That's not where I thought you were
Although
going.
he
okay.
wasn't able to protect Robert Kennedy. But
No, but he tried.
Hello.
Oh, gosh. Hey, Steve, last call. Let's pound the ball.
Yes.
Traffic punt. Do something exotic.
Try a fake punt. Well, if the situation arises, maybe. Maybe so.
God willing.
Yeah?
I heard they're giving $10 tickets away.
Who's they?
The people on the street that don't want to go.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt that a bit.
Put your snowmobile suit on.
I don't have one.
Well,
If I did, I would.
tell Pat to go to Longboat Key.
Pat, go to Longboat Key.
I would not mind being there right now. That would be nice, especially if I had the same house I lived in back then, which I
Get
wouldn't.
that right.
I'd be on the street. I'd be homeless in Longboat Key right now.
I got beat up with hurricanes.
Yeah, who's that?
It was very close to the ocean, so yeah, it probably has taken some. Granted, that was 37 years ago when I lived there.
Yeah, you know where it is.
Yeah, I know. I could actually find Tampa if I had to. The Tampa area, Longboat Key.
Oh, I've been to Tampa so many times, driven there.
Yeah,
a
it's got
bunch
Tampa,
of times.
Sarasota, Melbourne, Longboat Key, Anna Maria Island. It's all right there.
Siesta Key,
Yep.
Sarasota.
Yep.
Let's get a victory tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
Adios.
Adios.
Is that
Adios.
truck? Is that truck still out there? I thought I saw something move.
The truck is gone.
Okay. The truck is gone.
Yeah, there was a truck
BB
stalled
King.
in our lane.
BB
The
King,
truck
the
is
truck is
gone. The truck is gone.
No, when I pulled in, I'm like,
away.
what the hell? I'm like, God, it's already hard enough to get into this place. Now they're putting obstacles up.
I pulled in like it. I don't know.
No, Tommy explained it to me. It makes sense.
Free. Yeah.
And the guy was having trouble, and he pulled off because he wanted to get it off the road.
Yeah.
And he-
I didn't know.
I know. If I was you,
called
I'd
the
be
sheriff.
I would have done the same. Like, what the?
Yeah.
Especially this day and age.
Yeah.
You know, you have no idea what was maybe in that truck. Could have been chaos.
Could have been.
Could have been. But
Could
it
have
wasn't.
been.
It was just an engine broke down. Guy got it fixed, and now it's
Yeah.
gone. And he did leave barely enough room to get by, but he did.
We got by.
So, but all right, do another game.
Another game coming up. Other 11 o'clock games this morning. Miami of Ohio at Bowling Green.
I didn't mean that type of game, but I don't know anything about either team. Don't know how they're doing.
Navy at East Carolina.
Navy's been pretty good this year.
Yeah, they have.
No clue about East Carolina.
Ball State at the Red Hawks of Ohio.
Yeah, I think okay. No comment. I don't comment.
Okay, that's the end of the 11 o'clock games.
Those are some brutal games.
2:30. Cowbell State at Ole Miss. That's
Who's Cowbell State?
Mississippi State. Their fans have
they're
those
not very
stupid
good.
Cowbells.
I think Old Miss will win that.
Yeah, I would guess.
Isn't that the Egg Bowl? No, the Egg Bowl's Washington State, isn't it? Or no, that's the Apple Bowl.
The
I
Egg
can't
Bowl.
keep
Is there an Egg Bowl?
I can't keep it straight.
Is there an Egg Bowl?
I thought there was. I know there's an Egg Man.
And there's a Walrus.
Yep.
All right, Liberty at Sam Houston. We already talked about that one. Give me Liberty.
Yep,
or
and we shouldn't have talked about it then or
No.
now.
Utah State at Colorado State. And Spencer.
Go
Spencer
Spencer.
Petras.
Against Jay Norville. Hawkeyes everywhere.
You can watch Spencer Petras today.
What channel is that?
2:30 kick on FS1.
I'm gonna watch that some because Jay Norville's the Colorado State coach, so there's some Hawkeye connections there. And this will be Spencer's last game because they're not going to a bowl game. Last I
No.
saw, they were 2-8.
Then Texas State at South Alabama.
Don't care.
Stanford at San Jose State at 3.
Don't care.
Alabama A&M at Florida. Battle of the A&Ms. Alabama A&M and Florida A&M.
Good luck to them.
Okay. Then the same time as Iowa, Georgia Tech at Georgia. I'm guessing the weather will be a little bit better there.
That's 6:30 tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at 7 tonight, Utah at Central Florida. Much nicer.
Not really many good games.
No. Theoretically, the Iowa game will be one of the better ones. Actually, the Oregon State Boise could be a good game.
No, these are just games today.
Yes.
Think about that, though. There was a while when there were hardly any games on Friday. I mean, remember when Colorado and Nebraska was about the only, was one of the few things you could watch. But
That
now,
and then the Bears and the Lions, right?
yeah, how about the Bears yesterday? My God.
You said weather be there, yeah, but it's 46.
Where?
That's a high.
Where?
In Florida?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's cold for
That
Florida.
sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good right now. But, man, the way the Bears lost yesterday was just unacceptable.
They're finding funny, weird ways, aren't
I'm
they?
not sure that coach is going to be able to survive. They had a timeout and didn't call a timeout. It's the first time they just did let the clock go out. And it was inexplicable. It made
Weather
no sense.
Channel just refreshed itself,
Okay.
and it's 80.
Oh, in Florida?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't, I wouldn't need 80. Just give me 50 or 60.
Yeah, it just did its spinning circle.
But I did see you guys, I heard you guys say next week's going to be in the 40s. That's December.
It's gonna, Wednesday it hits 40, Thursday 39.
I mean, that's the first week of December. I can't remember a November this pleasant. This has been one of the easiest Novembers we've
Oh,
had.
that's true.
And if December goes that way, then I really worry about February and March. And if January is January, it's going to be. But February and March could be brutal if we're getting let off easy in November and December. But we'll see. They did say it was going to be a mild winter. At least I remember
Yeah.
reading that back in the
Yeah,
early fall, late summer. Whoever they is,
weather.
weather people.
Weather gods.
Yeah, I would hope it would be people that have some connection to weather.
Well, you would think.
Just random people making predictions. But it was a mild November. We have to admit that.
There are a lot of random people just making predictions.
Well, there's a lot of that. A lot of that. I love it on Twitter when like some renowned scientist will make some statement, and if it doesn't agree or with a certain political ideology, then you'll get all these Twitter, you're a hack, what do you know, blah, blah, blah. That's not what Joe Rogan said. You know, they'll be taking Joe Rogan's word over some world-renowned scientist because nobody trusts anything anymore. I mean, the more titles you have and the more you've accomplished, the more you should be distrusted. That's the world we live in now. It's kind of strange.
Bonnie Reynolds was doom and gloom this morning.
About
what?
Everything.
You mean about like the economy and just what's coming up? When you say everything,
yeah, what's coming up, everything.
Game? Today's game?
I don't ask her about that stuff.
what did you ask her about to where she said she's
I
moving?
didn't ask her about anything. That's what the problem was. She just came with.
What was the specifics of her gloom?
Just the state of the world and everything. And we're going.
Well, I will say I'm not knocking her, but that's an easy thing to say right now. Yeah, it's really.
Oh,
bad.
you think?
Yeah, I mean, she's not. That's
Yeah,
kind of got a
I
little Captain
understand,
Obvious in it.
But she usually doesn't.
Oh,
And she usually, just goes by. But it was ridiculous. I wanted to hang up.
See, now, if we could have gotten some decent plane flights, Ann and I would be in Cancun right now.
yeah.
But it didn't happen.
What you said the cheapest were?
Well, just the leg from Cancun to Dallas was $1,200.
And then you
The
have the
lowest.
Dallas to Cedar Rapids would probably be another $500-600.
Easy.
So you would have spent $4,000 on just flying.
Well, that's just one way we just talked about. There's another,
Well, yeah, you said $1,200, and then
That was just coming back from Cancun.
So you probably would
to
have
Dallas.
spent almost $8,000 on flying.
7,000 or 8,000.
Yeah,
Yes. And no,
It's insane. I mean, some people can do that, obviously.
no,
but
that's
most
not
people.
even close.
Most people can. It's not like you have a kid on the team. It'd be
That's
different
not
if you
even
had a kid on the
close.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how many. I mean, I'm guessing there's some parents of those players that can't afford to do that.
Well, we would have loved to, to be in that little high school gym
It is like
and have free, free food.
I've
and
never
free
been
drink.
to Cancun, but I know people that have. They said it's really nice. They say it's still safe. There's this fear that there's cartel people underneath every bed waiting to kill you. I don't think it's like that.
In doctor's scrubs.
Yeah. You guys, Maserati. See, you guys are going to be mesmerized by Maserati Rick now. I can sense it.
No. See, that's a compelling story to me.
Yes.
I would watch that.
You looking him up again, Captain?
Cancun. It is 84 degrees. And
So have you been to Cancun?
We've been to Tulum.
Have you been to Mazatlan?
I don't think so, and I don't know that we have been to Cancun.
Have you been to Baja or any?
okay, in 2024, the most common crimes in Cancun, Mexico, are homicides, robberies,
Always a good place to start.
domestic violence, property damage, drug dealing, and sexual abuse.
So,
Hey.
sounds like here.
Yeah, it sounds like everywhere else.
Here are your tips to stay safe. Be vigilant.
Don't go.
Don't show any wealth. Yes. Stay in tourist areas. Be careful on the roads. Research your destination. Follow the State Department. Exercise caution.
Well, see, the thing there is if you're going down to Cancun.
You're going to the resort.
To a resort, yes, of course, stay there. That's why you're going down.
But I like to start off with homicide.
I'm guessing that Iowa travel party has a lot of really good security.
I'm guessing.
I would
Yeah.
imagine.
That's unfortunate, though, what's happened to Mexico, man. I mean, I remember the last time I was in Juarez at a boat. Man, it was brutal. I wanted to get back so fast.
What happened?
It was when I was down covering a Sun Bowl. Juarez is right over the border.
It is.
It's just not a.
I remember,
it's an unpleasant town.
We went down there. Carolyn Supel was down there. She was just desperate to get back across the border.
Oh, she's like sprinting?
Desperate.
She's just sprinting, racing.
What the hell?
She just.
It's,
just
I mean,
was not
and it got. I
comfortable.
mean, the first time I went to the Sun Bowl was '95, and I mean, things were just starting to get bad in Juarez. Now it's just. I mean, that was 30 years ago.
Well, what was going on that she just wanted?
She just wasn't comfortable.
Oh.
She wasn't.
It's a rough place.
She didn't like seeing the little girls selling dolls and candy bars and stuff because she had little girls too.
Well, yeah.
So I think she did some projecting there. And,
There's a lot of poverty and a lot of sadness. I just remember poverty.
She just wasn't comfortable.
I remember this disabled guy. He had no legs and no arms, literally, and he had a tin cup in his mouth begging for money. I was just like, oh, my God. I mean, it was just, it's sad. It's depressing.
Yeah, it was, I agree.
Well, that's what I remember a lot. A lot of people, disabled people, like on the side of the road, asking for cash.
Wasn't he singing "I Ain't Got No Body"?
No, I mean he didn't have either. He didn't have either legs.
Well,
he may have had an arm. I can't remember, but I know he had this old ratty cup. People were dropping money into it. That's what I remember. A lot of it was just the amount of people begging for money. You remember that?
Yeah.
It's
very.
Now some people say, well, you'll see that in America. Yes, you do. I mean, hell, I had somebody at Hy-Vee the other day ask me for $5.
Did you get them?
No, I didn't have it. I don't carry money on me. The best, though, is I had a lady ask me for $3 at the Come and Go across the street. And I told her I didn't have it. She got a little short with me. And she's like, well, I need it to fix my car. And I'm like,
well, that's your problem.
I said, that's your problem.
I got to fix your car with $3.
And I said, what's $3 going to do? She said so she can get a hold of her man to get him down there. And it was annoying.
Last time I got hit up, it was at Deli Mart, and it was that guy that now is in prison for a long time that went to Deli Mart the next week and stabbed the cashier. You remember that?
Yeah. Lock him up.
Yeah. Oh, he came up to the car and said, "Do you have?" And I don't have any money.
I don't carry money.
I didn't have any money.
I mean, there's times where I might.
I wouldn't have given him money anyway.
But I'm not going to know.
I'm not going to enable.
I do enough for charity.
When there's all these places they can go and get help and get food and shelter and stuff.
I'm with you.
I'm not enabling. But anyway, so he went behind my car and stood behind my car, and I got out of the car and I said, I'm going to back this up. And if you're behind it, you're going to get hurt. And stood there, and I started to back up, and then he moved.
How old is this guy?
He was, I would say, in his 30s.
Really? Yeah.
He was really tall, and he was really scary, but there's something that triggers. I got the, what do they call it, small dog syndrome?
Little dog syndrome?
Little dog syndrome, and I get pissed off, and...
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was scary. The next week, he went and stabbed that clerk, real nice guy, that was behind the counter at Deli Mart.
I was at Casey's. This is probably 2 months ago. Putting air in my tire. One of them was low, and a guy came up, a real spooky-looking guy, fairly tall, had real big eyes, and just was staring at me. And it made me real uncomfortable. I said, hey, what's going on? He just kept staring at me and then shuffled off. But it was uncomfortable.
Listen,
Sounds
very
like
seriously, the way this town handles transients
is not good.
At all. It isn't. And they started that when Dilks was the city attorney.
They enable it.
And, yeah, they do. They enable it.
And the guy you described sounds like that mortician in Phantasm. Have you seen that movie, Phantasm? Captain, have you seen Phantasm?
No.
Neither one of you guys saw Phantasm?
That isn't the kind of movie I would watch.
I haven't seen anything that ends in asm.
Have you had anything?
Have you experienced anything that ends in asm?
Not for years. But anyway.
Phantasm was that movie where that little electric device would fly in the air and go and drill holes in people's foreheads.
What the hell?
Wow.
But it was popular.
Yeah, I would not watch
I'm
that.
not looking at
Phantasm, big late 70s, early 80s. It was big on.
Would
cable
not
TV.
watch.
Yeah.
And there was this mortician guy who was really freaky looking, and he kind of sounded like the guy you were describing. But yeah, no, that would irritate me, something like that. I don't know if I would handle that as well as you would. But
I was concerned.
I would have been like, "Hey, do you have a problem? What's your deal?"
I didn't want to confront him.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You handled it better. Yes.
When we were downtown once, and Henry was like 4, and the guy comes up to him and comes up to the 4-year-old and says, "Do you have any money?" And Henry just
Henry should have said no, but he might point to you.
What did Henry say?
"Why don't you get a job?" At 4 years old.
Wow.
Seriously.
So what did the guy say?
He walked on. I mean, we're going, wow.
Why
I don't know.
get a job?
Yeah. 4 years old.
Well, that's pretty direct.
Yeah.
What are the games on Saturday?
First off, okay, it's 11 o'clock at Michigan at Ohio State. I will watch some
I'll
of
watch
that.
that.
Certainly.
I mean, the challenge for Michigan is to keep the game competitive.
Yeah, I don't know that they can.
I just don't think they have enough offense. I think their defense is going to have some nice moments, but their offense to me, I mean, if Donovan Edwards can maybe break a few long runs, which he's done before against Ohio State, but Ohio State's made some changes on defense since then. So yeah, no, to me this game could be. This is a game where Ohio State needs to win this game convincingly.
They do, and they've lost three straight.
Three straight, yep.
So I expect Ohio State to win,
yeah.
comfortably.
Channel 2 put out its wind chill chart for tonight.
Thanks, Channel 2 and Efforus.
Okay, so we do it.
All right.
Is it by time? Like what? 6:30. What's the wind chill?
The wind chill at 6:30 is 10.
Okay, let's say 8 o'clock.
It goes till 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then it will be 1 in Iowa City, -4 in Cedar Rapids.
All right.
So,
Okay, great. Thanks, Steve.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Channel 2.
Try to do it for
Yeah,
you. Sir.
thanks, Channel 2. Other games tomorrow at 11, nothing really. I mean, a couple of
Purdue,
SEC, Tennessee at Vanderbilt, South Carolina
SEC
at Clemson.
just doesn't interest me anymore.
South Carolina at Clemson, I'd rather be beaten than
I don't watch
that game.
Alabama anymore now that Saban's gone. I don't know. It's just weird. I just don't have any interest in SEC football anymore.
Little Molly comes in tomorrow morning to do her shift, and her lips are blue, and
She's
Where'd
missing
you
a
get
foot.
That, where'd you get that?
She's missing her left foot. Gangrene set in the third quarter.
Well, we're going to, because we're not sitting in the same places, we're going to tell them, if it gets too cold, text us and we'll meet you and we'll
You think there'll be any
home.
shirtless people with like Hawks, H and A?
Besides me, I have
I
have the eye today.
Okay. I always get a kick out of it. It's like -10, and you got the drunk, shirtless people with spilling out their team.
Yeah, I'm the eye today,
That's
so
devotion.
look for the eye,
That's
and
devotion.
that'll be me.
All right. What? So you're the I in Hawkeyes?
No, just the eye in Iowa.
Oh, okay. All right.
On my gold on my chest.
And who's the O? Who's the W?
I have
and
no
who's the
idea.
A?
We don't.
You learn that when you get there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we hope that we're sitting in sequence.
There you go.
But no guarantee, Pat.
Could you imagine doing that and like misspelling it, like having the people out of order?
There have been.
Oh, I know. I've seen it before.
No, yeah.
If you're going to do it though in -0 wind chill, at least get it right. So it's going to be like 0 wind chill for the second half. Is basically what we're.
Sounds like, yeah.
Sounds like. Yeah. That's going to be a factor, man.
Well, sure it is.
I mean, what does it say the wind is going to be?
It just
There's not going to be
gave the
much wind though, right?
It just gave the wind chill.
But if there was like major
the wind, our northwest at 5 miles an hour.
that won't be that bad. The wind.
Well, but if the wind chill is 1 or 0.
Well, yeah, it's not going to help.
But then it's going to be more than 5 miles per
All
hour.
I'm telling you is what
No,
it
I
says.
understand.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be strong enough to like impact how the ball flickers in the air, floats. It's not. I think they're going to be able to play normal football as long as they can withstand the incredible cold, wet temperature. And they will. What was the Ice Bowl? Green Bay. Wasn't it -14? Something like that.
I'm looking now on Weather Channel for
now
Iowa
it's
City.
40,
All right, so good news coming.
43 and sunny.
Good news coming.
Well, it ain't bad. 21 at 7, 20 at 8, 18 at 9, 17 at 11.
But Captain, that's the temperature.
15. I understand that.
But you told us.
I mean, but that's
It's not. Yeah, it's not the wind chill.
So the 15 in the second half, and the wind chill is probably going to be about 5 and 6. We're
So
back.
no, it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
As I said to everybody yesterday, I said, yes, it's going to be cold, but it's not like we're climbing Everest, you know.
And you don't have to go. That's
No,
the other
not
thing.
at all.
You know, nobody's forcing you to go. If you don't want to go, don't go.
We're going to go.
If you go, more power to you. Have fun. Just dress accordingly.
If it's too cold for people, then it's too cold, you know, and then we'll. But I know we always stay for the games, and we do.
Those hoodies, those KCJJ hoodies, are the warmest.
They are. You're right. They are warm.
Yeah.
I've got one of those.
Well, this will be one of my layers.
Yeah.
Underneath this, I'll have long underwear and a long sleeve shirt that's very warm, and then I'll have this, and then there'll be some.
Won't tailgaters bring like some warm type of alcohol? I'm not joking. I mean, you know,
there's some.
Like
yeah.
what's some like warm cider with like schnapps and stuff like that. Like what's a good warm
hot chocolate with
like
some
half of it filled with like scotch?
You know, we're not organized enough to be doing that.
Hot chocolate and scotch. What do you think, Captain? Think about that.
I would like it.
You put in like half of it hot chocolate, then you top it off with
that mix.
What, hot chocolate and scotch? Probably not, but I like scotch and hot chocolate's okay.
What's the warm drink that's got like cinnamon sticks and they serve it in like those metal cups? You know what I always would see it at like colder.
Well, hot toddies are good. That's
What's
whiskey and lemon juice. And,
Is it served warm?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't remember what the other.
So what do you think Andy will have for food tonight? Have you talked to him?
Haven't talked to Andy. I don't know. I don't know. We have our tailgate is going to be brief, if at all. Because we don't. I mean, I want them. Molly loves tailgates, but if it's that cold, it's not a whole lot of fun.
So if you don't eat at the tailgate, will you eat at the game, or just eat before you go tailgating? It's going to be a long night without.
Probably both.
Okay. So do you ever eat at the game? Do you get much concession at football games?
No.
If you do,
we'll
what
get
would you get?
a pretzel.
Pretzel? Okay.
And I'll eat a pretzel.
You split one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're huge.
Yeah.
And, I mean, a full one, after a while, I'm usually with those pretzels, half through, they're good. Second half, it's starting to weigh on you. That's why it's good to split.
And I'll get a Frosty Malt.
That'll fill you up for, what, $15, $20?
Well, how do they make lazy hot toddies?
I'll get a Carver cone
There you
at the end of the first
Speaking
quarter.
of that, what was it the last time I was at Carver? It was for the Washington State game?
Uh-huh.
There must have been 300 people in line for ice cream. I almost took a picture. I mean, it was so long.
They were showing it on TV.
It was unbelievable.
They showed it on TV, and they showed this guy holding up a chocolate cone, and it was like a balance he had.
Oh, they're huge. But, I mean, these people were waiting 80, 100.
Now, my last Carver cone was smaller. The guy was making much smaller. It wasn't like that.
Are they all supposed to be roughly the same price and same size?
They're supposed to be.
I've seen them. They vary.
But yes.
Oh, the one they showed on television was ridiculously stacked.
Mine was the last one was.
Whoever owns that
disappointing.
business is making good money. I mean, I could not believe how long the line was.
Speaking of money.
Oh,
yeah.
We're way beyond. Hell, we're almost done.
This isn't Saturday, though. This is Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
This is your show.
We'll be back.
Oh, that's right. This is Hawkfanatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Mostly sunny and chilly today. We'll get to around 26 for a high this afternoon, and it will be a bit blustery with wind out of the west at 15 to 25. Tonight, partly cloudy. We'll drop down to 14 for a low. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 27 on Sunday, sunshine with a high of 28. We'll be slightly warmer in the 30s by Tuesday, 40s by mid to late next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Right now, it's 15.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE, your FTD florist, is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number, 1-800-800-ROSE, your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Hi, this is Jill Sterner with Sterner Taxidermy in Lone Tree. It's hunting season again, and I'm inviting all of you hunters to follow us on our Facebook page. You can view Dirk's award-winning artistry, his workmanship that he completes with each individual piece. We can be reached at 319-330-1774. Again, 319-330-1774.
Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next private party? Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip offers your guests the ideal setting that seats up to 80 people for special events ranging from retirement parties, birthdays, University of Iowa departmental parties, dinner rehearsals, corporate events, graduations, baby showers, reunions, and fundraisers. Forget the bland, lifeless hotel ballrooms. Tavern Blue offers 4 private party packages featuring delicious foods, amazing drinks, fun entertainment, a large venue, and easy booking. For more information on your next party room, drop by Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip or contact them on their website, tavernblue.com. Eat, drink, and play at Tavern Blue.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye black and gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye black and gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
It's that wonderful holiday time of the year. Moments of eating too much, spending time with family, or in some cases, maybe trying to avoid family. However you choose to celebrate, the Diamond Dental team of Dr. Forbes, Kate, Michelle, Michaela, and Kim would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. Here's hoping you enjoy every moment of this joyous time of the year. Rest assured, Diamond Dental is here, providing superior care for your entire family during the holiday season and all year long.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty. Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams of Dairy Brothers Ford talk about what Here For You means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as a statement Here For You, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Deary Ford in Iowa City.
Football fans, this is Bill Leixenring of the Oxyoke Inn. We are on your way to or from the game. We're ready to serve you with the same quality food and customer service you've come to trust for over 80 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyoke Inn.
We are back.
Are we?
We're back, yeah.
Are we officially back?
Well, yes, I said we are back.
So it's official.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. So the Badgers have to win today to become bowl eligible.
7 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Till kickoff.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Pat?
Yeah.
No, it's 6:30. Pat, at 6:30, not 6.
Okay, so. Oh yeah. Okay, so. 7 hours and 50 minutes.
40, right? 7 and 40.
Oh, I'm
What?
I thought it was 8 hours minus 10 minutes, but maybe I'm wrong. That's what I was.
All right, so at 10:30.
What is your
At 10:30
clock say?
it will be 7 hours.
What is
right?
Yeah. But what's
No. 8 hours. At 10:30.
Yeah, 8 hours.
So
What's your clock?
8 hours and 20 minutes.
What does it say the time is in there?
10.
10.
It's 10:11. It's
Yeah,
around
10:11.
Okay, so they're in sync.
They're in sync.
Normally, they're not in sync here and there.
What, that one's usually off?
Is it more Boys to Men or
yeah,
Menudo?
Boys to Men.
What about Menudo?
Menudo. Geez. You can't even catch up with 90s.
I know. I went straight from Steely Dan to Menudo. I wouldn't know a Menudo song if I heard it.
Nor would I.
I mean, weren't they popular?
Yeah,
I mean, I've heard of them.
Yes.
Yeah, they were more popular in the Hispanic culture, I believe, were they not?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they may have crossed over.
Yeah, one of their lead singers was Maserati Rex.
See, now you're going to name drop. You will name drop him from now on. He's now part of this show. He's part of the content. I did want to be serious here for a second. You know, the Heroes game.
Yeah.
I mean, the rivalry itself hasn't really been that great. With Iowa winning 8 out of 9, the games have been competitive. But you know, the Heroes game, each side picks a member of their state who has done something heroic.
Yeah,
I think you're not going to be any more heroic than what Dan Marburger. Remember the shooting in Perry? And he was the principal at the time who, according to all the reports, basically shielded some students with his own body. He basically gave up his life to protect the students that he represented. And here, the Iowa tweeted something. The Iowa Hawkeye account tweeted something. It's about a minute long. Can I play it, Captain?
Yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
Okay.
We are honoring Perry Principal Dan Marburger as our Iowa hero. Dan was critically injured during the January 4th school shooting as students were gathering for breakfast before class. Principal Marburger twice put himself between students and the shooter.
We always said, you know, Dan had two families. He had the family at our house, and then he had the family at school. He loved teaching and coaching, but he just felt like he could really make bigger impact with kids in an administrative role. He would be so honored that he was chosen as the hero for the Heroes game. The guy that the world got to know Dan for being on January 4th, that was who my kids and I lived with every day. And I just hope that his legacy is one of kindness. That's who Dan always was. That's who Dan is for his siblings and his family back home. It's Dan.
Yeah.
I think that says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very worthwhile.
I mean, that is the definition of a hero.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
What he did.
Yeah.
You are correct.
And you could sense the sorrow and the pride in his wife's voice as she talked about it. So yeah, that's a good cause that they do with this game, and he will be honored tonight, as well a hero from the Nebraska side, and it's really cool. I mean, it's just something that
I like it.
You should never take for granted.
No.
Okay, back to the nonsense.
So there are
nonsense.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are 6 and 5 in the Big Ten.
How many are 5 and 6?
2.
And that's
so Michigan State and Wisconsin are battling for postseason.
And who does Michigan State play today? Or tomorrow?
Rutgers, and it's tomorrow.
And see, Rutgers is already bowl eligible.
Yes.
That will depend. Where is that? If that's in Michigan State, I give them a chance.
I don't believe it is.
If it's in Rutgers,
no, it is at Michigan
I give them
State.
a chance. I give them a chance. Rutgers is already bowl eligible, but Rutgers has a chance to win. Is it 7 or 8 games?
So 8 with bowl.
Is Rutgers 7? Are they 7 and 4?
No, they're 6 and 5. But if they
they win. Yeah, I mean Rutgers still has a chance to 7-8 season.
Well, they've been Jekyll and Hyde this year.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, well, exactly.
I mean, people would say the same thing about Iowa.
Well, and they would be right.
They'd be like, how does a team destroy Wisconsin and then get beat up at UCLA? I mean, Iowa makes no sense.
No.
They really don't.
Well, it's that grouping of 10 teams that Said you throw them in a bag, shake up the names, and pull them out, and you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, and I still keep Indiana out of that group. I know they got whipped by Ohio State, but Indiana's better than most of I mean, God, I don't want to piss off Iowa.
No, Indiana's the top 4.
Indiana's better than Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
I think they would beat Iowa this year. Now, I don't think it would be just a whitewash. I think the Iowa defense would, but I don't think the Iowa offense would be able to keep up with Indiana's offense scoring points.
No, probably not. Well, we're not going to find out, are we?
No. Well, fortunately, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Usually you say, damn, we don't play Indiana. And this year, damn,
it's weird.
I'm glad
I mean, they
don't
didn't play Indiana or Purdue.
That is kind of
Isn't
weird.
that strange? But that's with 18 teams, you're going to have stuff like that. And then Iowa State plays. Who does Iowa State play?
K-State at Iowa State.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it is.
K-State's 8-3. I kind of I kind of spoke out. I was wrong by saying that Kleeman is. I mean, they're upset at him for losing a couple games. They don't think he should have. But they're 8-3. They have a chance to win 9-10 games again. You do that at Kansas State, I don't care what. That's
exactly.
That's decent coaching. I think Iowa State's going to win because it's here. If it was in Manhattan, I'd probably pick Kansas State. But that's going to be a hell of a game. And if Iowa State wins, that will be 10 wins for the first time in program history.
Yeah.
So Iowa fans won't be able to use that as part of their content when they're making fun of Iowa State fans if they would finally win 10 games.
Well, what are they, 8-2?
Yes, or 9-2, weren't they?
I thought they were 9-2.
I think they're 9-2 at this stage.
Oh, could be.
And I know they've only lost twice, so yeah, this is going to be possibly. And there's a chance that it looks if they win, they're in the Big 12.
Yeah,
they haven't won any type of conference title since 1912. Which, same year you got into radio, same year the Titanic sunk. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened.
Maserati Rick started his trade.
Yeah.
I think the two had something to do with each other.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I think that was Maserati Rick's great-grandfather who started his trade in 1912.
And it was Model T Rick.
Model T Rick.
The Iowa State fans, I haven't, when they're playing Iowa, I don't want them to win. With this streak, I don't have, I could have anything.
I don't care.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't cheer for them to lose. I don't care.
Somebody posted, it wasn't even it was about what game we were playing last week, and they posted, "Yeah, you're not laughing at Iowa State now, are you, Steve?"
No.
Why
would we?
Yeah, I haven't.
I mean, other than the week they play Iowa, I don't pay any attention to Iowa State. I mean, I just don't.
I've been kind of following it because
they're fun to watch.
I'm rooting it for
They're a fun
them
team to watch. Their offense is fun to watch.
Yes, they are.
From just an entertainment standpoint, I'll turn on Iowa State, but it's not like I'm cheering or for them to win or lose. I don't really care. But no, they are.
I wanted him to win this.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
Rocco Beck's a good quarterback. You imagine Rocco Beck playing for? Although Iowa's offense maybe would think it would ruin him.
It wouldn't help him.
Let's hope that changes.
We hope that is in the process of
Lester
changing.
has not been here long enough yet to really say that he's incapable of fixing the passing game. He's done well with the running game, but let's see the running game next year without those three starters and without Caleb, and it'll be interesting to see if they can sustain. My guess is they're not going to lead the Big Ten in rushing again next year and have the second leading rush.
I would guess
in the
not.
nation.
But I would also guess that the passing game will be slightly better.
Yeah,
slightly.
Well, we said the same thing last year, and
I know, but we have hope with a different.
I know, but the passing with all these different people, the passing game is no better than it was last year. I mean, it's averaging same yards, not much different at all. I mean, I was averaging.
Let's see.
Well, I should have brought the stats in.
I got them right here. After 11 games, total yards, Iowa 3,800 yards.
What are they averaging? What are they averaging passing per game? Isn't it like
pass yards?
140. Less than 140.
Let's see, 1,465 yard in 11 games. So less than.
So they
probably about 120.
Don't they have it somewhere on the stats? They usually have it.
No, not this. What I printed out.
Well, here, let me.
But at 1,465 yards last year, 1,387. So
I mean,
not much better.
It's basically almost the exact same thing.
It sure is.
So that's why I say.
Although fewer pass attempts.
Well, that's because they're running better. In fairness to Deacon Hill, I can't believe I'm sticking up for Deacon Hill. He didn't have a running game last year.
No, and our passing percentage is 62% compared to 50%.
I mean, last year...
Yards per play, 5.74 this year, 4.16 last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly better.
It's slightly better.
But
slightly
Deacon
better.
had no running attack
No.
to take off the pressure, in fairness to him. The quarterbacks didn't have that last year because they couldn't run the ball.
Nope.
So, no, the passing game is still a mess.
Oh, no
I
question.
mean, it's still a major mess that,
No question.
only time will tell if Lester's capable of fixing it. And remember, we discussed the other day about Kirk, and I said that I was 55.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple of people that know Kirk better than me reach out to me since they listened to that. I'm not going to say any names. They think that he's back for at least one more year because they think the record means something to him, and they would know more than me. So we'll see. I'm going to and if that's the case, then if he's back for at least another year, fine. Like I said, that's
totally
his decision. But it still would not surprise me if he retired after this year and avoided being the 70-year-old coach that everyone talks about next year for being the oldest coach. And he'll not only be the longest tenured, he'll also be the oldest now, and we will hear that nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
Nonstop next year.
Yep.
It'll be an ongoing storyline every time they play a different opponent. But we'll see. Like I said, when I said 55%, it's not like I was real confident. But no, they reached out to me and said, nah, just from what we're hearing, he thinks they're going to do one more year is kind of how they made it sound like. So we'll see. The key thing, though, is only hardly anybody, maybe 2, 3, 4 people probably know what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Mary knows, and who knows? Maybe this is still a developing situation, too. Maybe what happens with Brian this offseason will impact what Kirk decides to do. Because I don't think Brian's going to be staying at Maryland very long in that position. I think he's using that as a gap fill. And
until he can get a coaching.
As a chance to get into another coaching job, a position coach somewhere, NFL or college. I think Brian Ferentz would be a good position coach in the NFL.
Well, he wasn't he?
He coached he coached the tight ends for a while at New England. He started off as more of just a sort of a support staff guy. But no, Brian definitely could handle position in the NFL for a really good Power 5 team. Or hell, who knows? Maybe although, could you imagine if like Loxley in the offseason named him offensive coordinator? What few Maryland fans there are, I don't think that would go over very well.
No.
See, unfortunately for Brian, he's labeled right now. He's just labeled.
Mm-hmm.
Fair or not.
Did you ever drink raw milk?
God, no. I don't even drink I don't like milk.
Bird flu was found in California in
I
raw
saw that.
milk. Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been a milk
raw
drinker.
Milk. Yeah,
I've never liked milk.
I can't do any more than 1%.
My mom tried so hard as a kid to get me to drink milk. She'd even let me eat chocolate chip cookies so I could dip it in there and then drink it. But I hated milk.
Well, raw milk is unpasteurized, unprocessed in any way, isn't it?
It's got parasites and it's just nasty. Is that what Kennedy's pushing?
Yeah.
But he also does didn't he used to do heroin and cut off animals' heads?
See, the problem with him is you can't find anything bad about him secretly because he tells you everything.
Yeah, but the worst thing about him is his voice. I just can't listen to his voice.
His voice is awful.
Like I said, it's Bobcat Goldthwait stressed out.
Yeah.
That's his voice.
But raw milk wouldn't it have chunks of
I don't know that it
like
has
curdles.
Like
chunks.
Sinatra's character, and I got chunks of you in my stool. Remember that Phil Hartman's character?
Yeah.
Best character ever, his Sinatra. You ever see that, Suter?
Absolutely.
And wasn't Sting playing Billy Idol?
Yes.
Which was he
and
did.
It was good.
He did it really good.
Yes, he did.
He did. That was so funny. And that's who he said it to, that he's had chunks of people like me in my stool.
Yes.
He was saying that to Billy Idol. God, I love that.
But it isn't smooth. It wouldn't be smooth.
All right, now I'm sick. Can we
I don't
stop?
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
To be honest,
It's got to be. It's like it'd be like. So is that what he's pushing? He doesn't want to pasteurize milk anymore?
Yeah, he says raw milk's better for you or something.
And I'm sure there's people just. Okay.
Some people say that.
Okay, whatever you say. He's kind of got.
I just saw the headline. And I thought that raw milk would be like, I don't know. It wouldn't be. It's not smooth like drinking.
Just like biscuits and gravy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know anything
God,
about it.
Please,
honestly.
back to the Hawks. We got a big game tonight.
We do.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like Saturday?
Completely. Yeah,
I may need
Jan thought it felt like Saturday yesterday.
It did.
I may need to be reminded tomorrow morning to get up and do our big Saturday extravaganza.
It's going to be
the post football.
Tomorrow's
show is going to be major.
Magic.
It's going to be incredible. The regular season will be over. We'll have that to talk about.
Suter will be getting ready for Vegas. There'll be cards coming out of his sleeves.
Yep. And all it says on the card is whores with a question mark. Vegas whores.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Ann would love that.
That is what I remember the most about it, though. And that last time remember when when Iowa played there, they played West Virginia. I think they actually won one of those games.
We were there when we were in the last tournament a couple of years ago.
I didn't go to that.
That was great.
But the one I went to was Licklider early, his first year, and they won. They played West Virginia out there and somebody else. I remember being out there, and God, think about it, that was like 16, 17 years ago. I mean, Licklider's first year was 07, 08. Think about that. How long ago that was.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that long ago, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
No.
I mean, Fran's been here. This is Fran's 15th year.
Well, the older you get, everything's a blur.
Oh, and I was telling Tom during the break, I watched that Butler Northwestern game last night. Man, that was a fun game to watch. And it was hard. I liked Northwestern. I really liked Chris Collins and Doug Collins. But then you had Patrick and Connor on the other side, Caitlin in the audience. And Northwestern must have missed 4 or 5 little rim runners that rolled around the rim in the final seconds that would have put them ahead by a point. And then they also had a controversial call where Barnheiser, who's really improved, I can't believe how much better he is now. He made this, he was rushing up the court. They were down by a point or two, and he took this, and they were trying to foul him because they didn't want to give them a chance to make a three, to either win or tie the game. And as they were going to foul him about 35 feet from the basket, he knew that they were doing that. And I thought in all one motion, he was able to get the shot off, and he made it. He banked it in from like 40 feet. So you're thinking 4-point play. But the officials, they said it was – obviously it's not the NBA where they do a continuation. NBA, it would have counted. I thought, though, that when they made the contact, he saw it coming and had started to shoot, but they waved it off, and that was basically the game right there. But it was an incredibly fun, entertaining game to watch. And I watched Patrick make 2 threes. He made 2 big free throws at the end for them. He went right up there and didn't even touch the rim. He seemed very confident making it.
Patrick was a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, and he looked really relaxed, and he had Caitlin cheering in the audience, and they kept panning over to her. They'd show Butler make a basket, and then they'd have to pan over to get Caitlin's happy reaction.
Jeez.
A lot of that. Hey, Caitlin's happy that her boyfriend's younger brother just scored a basket. There was a lot of that. But it was a neat, fun game to watch. I like Chris Collins.
I do, too.
I think he's a good coach. I think if Fran retired after this year, Collins would be number 1 on my list. That's who I would suggest. Not saying Fran's going to retire. I just,
Is he close to 60?
Collins is, no, he's early. He was Chris Street's age. No. I mean, Chris Street was born in. Collins is probably in his early to mid 50s. So yeah, no, he's in the prime of his career, but he's also got a pretty good thing going at Northwestern.
He does.
I mean, he's the only one to lead them to the NCAA tournament. He's like a legend over there now. So, but no, it was a fun game to watch because a lot of these games.
He is 50.
Okay,
oh.
I thought he was a little older than that, but a lot of these games so far have been bad. But I'll tell you what, Bruce Pearl's got a hell of a team at Auburn. Wow, are they good? I think they're going to be ranked number 1, or if they're not right now, they are really good.
You know, honestly, I have almost no interest in men's basketball, and it's too bad because I used to love college basketball.
I mean, I still have a strong. I have more interest in men than women, but I have a lot of interest in the Iowa women.
And I'm exactly the opposite.
Prior to Caitlin, I didn't follow women's basketball that much.
I think a lot of people are like that.
But
because she was so transcendent.
But no, there's still a big audience for men's basketball.
Oh,
men's collegiate
certainly.
Basketball. I mean, it's still the driving.
Absolutely.
It's still the driving force, and I think Caitlin helped a lot of this. But now women's basketball needs to show that it can do it without Caitlin, not just Iowa, everybody.
Sure.
So we'll see. I mean, Iowa's 7-0 right now. Can't be any better than that.
No.
Still don't think they've really played anyone that good. But that's not their
No.
fault. You play the teams on your schedule. We'll learn about them. They got Tennessee coming up. And then, of course, the Big Ten play.
Well, BYU is a legitimate team.
That's a legitimate opponent.
If we win tonight without Lucy, then I'll feel pretty good.
I bet she plays tonight.
I hope so, because they sure missed her.
But we'll see. I mean, if there's any worry about infection or anything, she won't play, obviously. But man, with the amount of medical staff, she'll be fine. And I think they were just being precautious. And maybe there was a blood factor too. They just couldn't get it to stop. Because I heard it was a pretty deep laceration.
Yeah, that's what we heard. Yeah.
And there is weird. I remember one time when I was living in my junior year in college, I had this room where I lived in, and it had this mirror. It had this mirror right in the middle of the room on a pole. And I went to take off my coat, and I hit the corner of the mirror that didn't have. It was sharp.
Yeah.
And I almost sliced my finger off. I had to be taken to that just shows you how weird stuff can happen.
Yeah.
I had to be taken. I couldn't drive myself because my finger was dead. And luckily they went, and I think it was like 15, 16 stitches, but whatever. But I just never would have imagined I would have done that. So it sounds like it was just a freak accident with her.
Yep.
So.
Well, hopefully they get her back tonight, but we'll see. We'll see.
I was slicing meat at Lum's, slicing the roast beef. Have been doing it for 3 months all summer.
That's your father's place, right?
Yeah, and
did you wash your hands?
The day no.
Okay.
The day before the last day I worked there, my mother comes in, sees me slicing meat, and yells, "Don't cut yourself!" And I sliced my
Did the blood
hand.
get in the roast beef?
Huh? Well, yeah, I mean, it's roast beef. It's all got blood.
So you just played it off as juice?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez.
So did your dad have good sandwiches? Were they good?
God, Lum's were incredible sandwiches.
So was that his place to him, or was it a chain?
It was a family. His family invested in it. He invested in it. It was,
So you knew about it through him, or you knew about it?
No, I worked.
He worked at the Lum's here.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a Lum's here?
Yeah.
Did your dad own that one, too?
That's where Wigan Pen is now.
Oh, so, it wasn't just a family-owned place there.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's where the Wigan Pen is now.
Okay. So it was a sandwich joint, though?
And
Yeah.
Boy,
was,
were they good.
Yeah.
Did it
It
have
was
soup?
a franchise. It just started up.
How about, did it have soup?
No.
I don't think so.
But they like roast beef, turkey types?
Roast beef, ham, Danish ham, which was really
So
good.
this is like before Subway and all these places exploded. And
Yes.
Delio's and,
Yeah.
Okay. So,
burgers were delicious.
so where is Lum's now? Is it not around?
Yeah,
Not around.
There's a couple left, but they're not from the corporation.
I don't recall that one being in Des Moines.
Oh, my God. It's
I
so
never
good.
recall
They
having
had
one.
Lum's, and then they had, because it was a radio, Lum's, and then they had Abner ice cream shops.
How about Mum's?
Huh?
How about Mum's?
Yeah, well, its roast beef didn't taste as good.
No.
No, in Lum's, they had hot dogs steamed in beer.
Yeah.
Was one of their things.
Yeah.
The French fries had Lowry's seasoning salt
See, I
on
would
them.
like that.
Oh, boy, were they good.
No, it was really
No,
good.
it sounds good.
It was good food. And
So
then,
you grew up with that. So did you eat there all the time as a kid?
No, we just had it for we had it for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. No,
Did your mom work there and mean to the
No.
customers? Telling
Well-
customers to F off?
Yeah, why don't you just shut up? You don't like it?
That's all you want? You don't want anything more, you cheap bastard? That would have been it would have been like Dick's Last Resort. That could have
That's
been
where
like
I met Jan.
At Lum's?
Yeah, Jan came to work, and she just graduated UNI and came to work in the Quad Cities.
Oh,
Was
okay.
looking for she had a degree in social work, but she, it was the summer.
I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was good.
Yeah, that's where I met.
So when did it close in Iowa City?
It was purchased in the mid-'70s.
Oh, okay, long before.
And it became the Coach's Corner Timeout Lounge.
This is the Wigan Pen building.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because when I moved up here in '91, I think Wigan Pen was already there, wasn't it? '91.
This actually would have been the late '70s because I was working there when Elvis died. So
Okay,
it's
77.
in '77.
August of '77.
Let's see.
Well, look at that bright sun, and the wind looks like it's died down a little bit. there would just be a different psychological feeling playing at 11 o'clock today, wouldn't
It's true. Very true.
So you think Stratton passes for 100 yards?
He hasn't yet.
He threw for 76 last week. 10 completions for 70. You think so what's your gut feeling today? You think he passes for 300?
At least.
200?
No.
150?
No.
100?
No.
50?
Yes.
You got him somewhere between 50 and 100?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, with Caleb, does he rush for 150?
If he does, then I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, especially if they get some help from the other two guys. Because
Yeah.
I think on a night like this, even though it's cold, you're not going to get I think they're going to want multiple guys to play tonight. I mean, he ran the ball 35 times last week, but it was 50 degrees out there. I mean, 35 times in this type of bone chill, that would
impossible.
Hurt. That would hurt. So they need Kamari Moulton and Jazion Patterson to be dependable, and they have been. I mean, I feel bad for Jazion. There's been a few times where he's in there where the hole just isn't. I mean, like that hole that Moulton ran through, any of those three backs would have scored on that one.
You bet.
But Jazion, it just seems like there's been a couple times where the hole just hasn't been there, but, man, he runs hard.
Yes, he does.
He does. I like all three of those running backs.
In 1969, Lums Incorporated was admitted to the New York Stock Exchange. They purchased Caesar's Palace for $60 million. Then the operations of Lums was sold to John Y. Brown, chairman of Kentucky Fried Chicken, with a group of investors. He sought to improve the menu by bringing in the hamburger recipe for $1 million. We carried those hamburgers, and those hamburgers were good.
Yeah. Well, their hamburgers were delicious.
Then it was purchased by the parent of Wiener World. Wiener World.
You said Wiener. Yeah.
They overextended themselves and forced Lums into bankruptcy in '82.
Uh-huh.
Wow. But there's another story. The two brothers that still had stock in it, that started it initially and still had stock in it, they financed a Cuban coup.
That didn't work out so well.
No. And they lost, I think the story was like 60-70% of their fortune.
God, I'd give $100 for a Lums roast beef sandwich right now.
Those were good.
Oh, my God, they were so good.
And big beef hot dogs steamed in beer.
Yeah,
you know what else? Now you got me thinking, too. Bishops used to have really good roast beef sandwiches.
I don't like big hot dogs.
Remember Bishops?
Well, they weren't big hot dogs, but they were bigger than
They were.
Did you guys have a Bishops up here?
No.
We had a Bishops.
Cedar Rapids had one.
We had a Bishops at Merle Hay Mall. I used to love their roast beef and their French silk pie.
Yeah,
and you'd push your tray around those, and go all around and pick up your stuff. I used to love Bishops.
I loved cafeterias.
I do too.
They're out of favor.
They really are now. I mean, but Bishops had really good roast beef sandwiches. Yeah. Now I'm hungry.
These were the best.
I'm going to go home and make spicy rigatoni.
They were the best.
For the weekend. But, yeah, we have the last game tonight at Kinnick. Crazy to think. It just seems like that.
And it's less than 8 hours away now.
It's crazy to think, though. Football season does go pretty fast.
They've just changed the forecast. Now it'll be minus 28.
I mean, that Illinois State game doesn't seem that long ago. Whereas basketball, man, by the time you get done with basketball in March, that season opener exhibition in like early November seems like it was another lifetime ago.
It does.
Football goes fast. Plus, you only have one football game a week, too. Basketball, sometimes you play 3-4 games.
Well, and we have tickets to both the men and the women, so, yeah, we live at Carver Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, this last month, November, it's one of the busiest months of the year. I mean, it's at least now in December you can exhale a little bit because football doesn't demand your coverage every day. I mean, yeah, we'll have bowl coverage, and there'll be still stuff going on, and plus, the portal. Football's always a fluid situation with the transfer portal stuff. And I think they better be active in the portal, as active as they can be. I mean, as active as they can be. I mean, obviously they have limited resources, but, man, they need to get a quarterback. They need to get some linebackers. They need some D-backs. They need a little bit of everything on defense. They need some wide receivers. Good luck with that.
I was going to say, do you think they'll sit tight with the wide receiver room? I don't think they can.
Oh, no, I don't think they can, no.
Yeah.
No, and you don't know if all those wide receivers are going to stay, too. You just don't know.
Too.
They do have, Jarrett Bowie, Dayton Howard. Those are two freshmen that I think I like their upside. I've seen flashes from those guys.
And Jacob Gill's got another year.
Jacob Gill's got another year, and you just hope that but I could see another Power 5 team with a better passing offense trying to come in and get him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying these guys are mercenaries, but in some ways they are. They've got to play where they can make the most money and help themselves. And obviously, Jacob Gill since he spent 3 years at Northwestern. He's intelligent.
Yeah.
You can just make that assumption. But, they just better make sure they're prepared to pay him a little money because he's earned it. And they will be. Brad Heinrich is no idiot. He knows what's going on. And the coaches will tell him. But with someone like Jacob Gill, you worry about another school coming in and taking him.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
But, no, they need to see what they can do to try to appeal to wide receivers. That's going to be a tough sell.
It is. But that's the hand they're dealt.
And it was a tough sell last year, and they got Jacob Gill, and we were all like, oh, great, a leftover from Northwestern. Well, he's the second best offensive player on the team this year.
Yes, he is.
And I think that's an easy thing to say. Skill player. It's hard to compare Jacob Gill to, like, Bo Stevens, how he's played at offensive line. But no, as far as skill player, he's their second best guy. He's been very consistent, and he's brought a whole new mentality as far as blocking. And I think the other wide receivers are kind of feeding off him.
I like it.
There you go.
All right. Cap, you got some, you and Tommy got some police reports for us?
Yeah.
All right, that'll be
the
good.
The show ain't over, man. You're right.
And then it'll be Molly.
Coming. And it's Molly. There's a lot more happening.
No, I don't know about that. But there's something happening.
Well, Molly's here to do her best.
Yeah, she'll do her
best.
best.
There's a bar that's set.
Yeah.
So, Tommy Lang, Captain Steve, police reports next, followed by Molly Suter. Hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
KCJ.